He's DJing in the most exclusive and luxurious places all over the world. He played for A$AP Rocky, Jamie Foxx, Travis Scott, Naomi Campbell, Drake, Justin Bieber, you name it. From Fashion Week events to Formula One races to Cannes, he's done it all. Here is Vincent Duminsky, alias DJ Cruz. Thank you for being here. It's a great pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's very cool.
What an introduction.
Yeah. So, how's Fashion Week so far in Paris?
Good. Love playing Fashion Weeks, especially the one in September now. Came here on Tuesday, it's Sunday now. One more night to go.
One more night?
And then I'm out tomorrow, but it's always fun. A lot of people I know here, obviously, and it's just...
it's a vibe.
It's a vibe. It's really a vibe. And the sun has been out. Love Paris, so it's been a good Fashion Week for sure.
Okay, so I read articles about you. So you left banking at 19 years old. You were well paid, but you still decided to quit a private bank in Switzerland. Tell me, how did you start your journey as a DJ?
So I started DJing when I was like 15, and before that I was a skateboarder. We were skating every day, and I was competing at like contests as well.
Oh.
And there was a DJ there, and I didn't know what he was doing, but I just saw that like he could get the crowd so hype with the music during the contest, and he was like standing there. It's like, you know, the Technics turntables, and I didn't know what's going on. I was like maybe 13, 14, but I just saw, I'm like, this is so dope. And he was scratching, and that's like one of the coolest things for me. So basically that's like my first way I saw like the introduction of like DJing. And then a neighbor, I was about 14, 15, a neighbor, he offered me his old turntable out of nowhere. He just asked me like, do you want this old turntable? I'm getting rid of it. So I gratefully took it, and I started scratching with just one turntable. And that got me hooked. Like that was like the coolest thing like in my whole life. So then like I saved some money, I bought a little mixer, then I bought a second turntable, and that's how it started. And then my first like bookings was about 15.
15.
And I was together with my best friend Nikki. So we started together, and we were like DJing these little parties in these like youth places where we grew up, where like the teenagers can go hang out. But like we brought our own turntables in like the shopping carts, and we like set up the whole shit. But like nobody liked our music because we were playing like vinyl records, like real hip hop. Old school, like 90s hip hop.
Okay.
We started with stuff like Gangstar, Wu-Tang, Rakim, Nas, like that kind of hip hop.
I don't even know, really.
This like 90s golden era, amazing like hip hop.
You didn't like it at
No,
first?
because those people, they wanted like, at that time was like Sean Paul and like Pitbull, and like, so the girls wanted that. And we came with like this raw, like underground hip hop. So nobody liked it, but we loved it. And then we started to do like these little mixtapes. And we burnt the CDs, and we were 15 years old, and we took like 2 bags, and we went in front of the coolest hip hop club in Zurich. It's like an underground, like hip hop, like straight up real, like a real hip hop venue.
In front of it, like without asking.
Yeah, so, and we were selling the CDs for 2 francs. It's like $2, like equivalent. And everybody bought them. I think they just bought them because they saw we're cute. We were like 15, and we're like, yo. And we had like a little MP3 player and like headphones, and like you can listen to the intro. So everybody just bought the CD. It's like 2 francs, or like, you know, let's support it. And the guys who were doing the parties, we gave them the CDs obviously for free. So they were like starting to listen to our stuff, and then we got our first bookings. And I was like 16, 17, and then like the bookings more bookings came in, and we played like, you know, bigger venues. And at the time, obviously I was still in school, and the school I was finished was like 18 or 19. And so after the school, it was part of my education to work somewhere for a year. And so I just, like anybody, I was just applying for jobs, and I got this job at this bank. It was like a private bank.
Right after school?
Yeah, you had to do it. It was still part of the education.
Oh, okay.
So then I got this job, and it was interesting because they told me you're going to work in 2 different sections of the bank. Yeah. So the first section was super easy. Like my work was very simple. Okay. My boss was super nice, and the whole team was really nice. And my job was really, really easy. Like I was basically just doing the payments of the clients. Okay. So they would like send me the payment.
Cashing in. You're just cashing in.
No. But like they would send me like the payment slips.
Okay.
And I would like, there was like this little machine, and I would just like pull it through and like do the payment. Like choose their account and pay it. That's like what I was doing all day. And I was amazing at it because like it was so easy, you know what I mean? So then, but then when that was finished, they asked me to stay because internally it was like a bit of like not a mess, but they're like, could you just do the whole year in that section? And I was enjoying it. It was easy. But I was like young, motivated. I'm like, no, I got to go to this other section. And everybody warned me and said like, yo,
Not to
like,
go.
don't go because it's like way more intense. The boss, it was a female boss. They're like, yo, she's tough, like, don't go. But I was like, no, I want to go. Like, I want to grow. I want to learn, right? So in the end, everybody was like, okay, so we move him over there. Took me like 5 minutes. I was over there. It was like, Monday morning. After 5 minutes, I'm like, I'm fucked. Like this woman is super tough.
You signed for a year?
Yeah. So that was like the second part of like that internship or whatever, right? So I never really knew what I was doing. I was never good at it. I was always, DJing. So I came like, I was like super tired at work. I was not good. Like, I don't think anybody really liked me, understandably, because I was like, it was like a mismatch. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing with that job was like if I would do a mistake, which happened every day.
Really?
Because it was like a crucial little position. Like about 5 people would like hear about the mistake, but only the next day. So like I knew like on whatever Thursday 4 p.m. I'm like, I fucked up again.
So you're like, tomorrow I'm fucked.
I'm fucked.
Yeah,
so
okay.
like you come there 8 in the morning and like this guy's coming, yo, we saw this guy. I'm like, man, this is crazy. So then I quit the job, and DJing was going well, but not super crazy, but it was going well. But I just knew like I want to pursue music and I don't want to pursue banking. So that's how I quit that and just got out of there.
It's good. Some people take 10, 20 years to figure that out.
Yeah.
You took 1 year, 2 years.
And I think it's actually it was a good sign for me to like change, like because the first, like if you stay in your comfort zone, it's maybe easy to like not move around, you know what I mean? But it was the second part was like so bad for me, I had to leave. Like it wasn't even
no
an
other
option.
choice.
Yeah, no choice for me. I was like, oh, I got to get out of here. So I'm happy I moved, and I'm grateful for the whole experience because I knew what I want to do and what I don't want to do in my life.
Okay, cool. Like having your first booking at like 15, like you must be like you feeling crazy, like getting money. Like I think at that age no one was making any cash, and you were like DJing. You were the cool kid at school, no?
I mean, I don't know. I guess so. It was. I mean, also like it was like as many years ago, right? So like it's true. Like there weren't as many DJs around because like we were playing with like vinyl records. Everything was a bit harder than now. Now digitally you can become a DJ quick, right?
Okay.
No issues with that. I'm just saying like back then, yeah, it was it's like a bigger deal. Like we would have to like spend all our money on like records. You could also only play the songs you had on vinyl records.
You couldn't just download the song and have you.
Nowadays you can play any song.
Oh, yeah.
You can play YouTube rip if you want. Like everything is available. But back then only what you had on vinyl records. You know?
So
there were like some DJs.
You had a bag and bringing all your CDs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like it was like So yeah, I guess so. It was an amazing time. Everything was so exciting. Every booking was crazy. We were like preparing, like gotta sort your records, and every like vinyl record is like unique. Like you would know like does the record skip or not? Is it like how is it warped? Like you knew everything about every like vinyl. Like nowadays you got like WAV files and MP3s. It's a bit different.
Yeah. That's nice.
Good times.
So it comes from there, and you went from bigger to bigger venues, basically.
Yeah. So yeah, I just kind of like I started in Zurich. I got to play a big club when I was 17. Probably like one of the most iconic clubs in
Is it still open?
Still open. That's
What's
like an
the name?
institution, Kaufleuten. It's an institution, amazing place. So I started playing there, and then like my first international bookings came when I was like 19, 20. This one guy, his name is Basti. Shout out Basti. Like that's my guy.
Shout out Basti.
He was like, bro, you should come play in London. And I'm like, sure, but like how? Like, and he's like, well, we always go party at this one place. It was called Movida. Let me tell the booker of Movida to get you. And I'm like, sure. Like I didn't even know like I didn't know anything about like.
You just went.
And so the guy reached out to me. His name's Alex. Amazing guy. Alex reached out to me. He's like, yo, we're happy to have you. We give you 20 minutes. To play. If you're killing it, you can stay on. If not, like we take you off. Because like, you gotta imagine like Movida London is like, it's like a big deal, right?
Okay.
So I was like super nervous. I like get there and I'm playing. And like after 20 minutes, nobody came. I'm like, this is good. Good so far. So they actually offered me a residency. They actually offered me to come move in London and stay there and play Movida.
Every day?
couple nights per week.
Okay.
I didn't do that. I wanted to stay in Zurich, but I was like, that was like kind of maybe one of my breakthrough moments in like international DJing. Because then also Movida opened in Dubai. So then next thing I know, I'm like DJing in Dubai. This was all crazy. Like I'm not from this world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like shit. I called my mom, like, Mom, I'm going to Dubai. She's like, what? Like, so that's like kind of how it evolved. And I never really had like a plan or an idea or like a strategy or anything.
Yeah.
I just always gave it my best. Like always DJing.
You're in the flow. You're just
and I was just like grateful for everything that's coming. Never knew what's coming next, but just like doors just open for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like even to this day, like I don't write down like goals. Like I want to achieve this and this. I just like give it my best, and things, what's meant to be unfolds, and everything else doesn't. It's cool. It's
that's interesting. Yeah.
That's yeah.
And what would you say is a turning point of like your career, like? Because now, like, you're famous as the celebrities DJ. What's the turning point of that?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, it just came step by step.
Okay.
Like, I never had it all took a while. You know what I mean? Nothing like it took a sweet while. Like, and I grew and I played different clubs and like over and over. Like, it didn't like
steady growth.
Boom. Yeah, I wouldn't. I never had like a crazy cosign of anybody or like somebody who just like put me up here and now you're like not at all. I just like it's been years of just like DJing and
grinding. Okay.
Grinding, yeah, I would say so. Like it's been an amazing journey, but it's also like a lot of work.
So you've been partying for 18 years, maybe even more.
Crazy.
18 and a half.
Crazy.
Is there one time you were just like tired of partying, or do you still maybe get bored of parties or music?
Interestingly, like shortly before COVID, I was like super tired. I was like super tired. I don't get bored of the main parties where I DJ at, but you can get bored of like everything else.
Every day.
The traveling, like everything like around it, you know what I mean? I always enjoyed DJing, always, but like, so that was shortly before COVID. It was just so intense, and I was like playing all over and traveling and this and that. And then COVID came, and like my dad, perfect. My dad says like COVID saved me.
Yeah.
I was tired.
Perfect timing.
Kind of, yeah. Kind of, because I could, even the COVID time, obviously it was crazy, and like, from like traveling every day to like you're stuck at home, it was a crazy change. But also, I would say I was able to profit from it a bit to like chill out, because like I knew like nobody's DJing, like no clubs are open, like I'm not missing anything. So I actually could like take it a bit easy, recharge my batteries,
like walk us through like your typical day. Like, we know DJ travels a lot, but what are the biggest benefits, would you say, of being a DJ?
Probably just like getting to see all these amazing places, traveling around. Like, I've been to places I probably never go to if it wasn't for DJing.
Yeah.
I've seen like insane, parties, venues, locations, like productions. Like, it's like crazy.
It's crazy, yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, to this day I'm hype. I'm like, yo, like these people fly me out and like have me play and like be part of all of this for like, just to like have me there. It's amazing. It's crazy. At times still a bit surreal, but.
Oh yeah, to this day, like you come home, you're like, damn, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Even like honestly, like I'm not just saying that. Like even every booking request I get is like it's nice.
Each and every one is good.
Bro, there's like millions of DJs out there. You know
what
I mean? Like I don't take anything for granted. Like if I get an email, yo, we would like to book you in this place. I'm like, that's crazy. That's amazing.
Okay.
And I'm grateful that never like wore off, because like if you get immune to that, then I think it's gonna take away the excitement, and I wouldn't wish that for myself. You know what I mean? I'm still like excited. I'm like,
oh yeah,
let's go.
Like before playing, do you have some kind of ritual you're doing before playing? Maybe to put you in a mood. Like, what do you do?
Not really.
Or you just go there?
Because sometimes you're traveling, or you like have a dinner, or like whatever. But like for me, it starts with the request. When I get like an email or WhatsApp or whatever, like instantly I think about the booking. Like who's gonna be there? What is it about?
You
kind of envision it a bit.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then you kind of know what it is, and then you already in my head I kind of know, like for example now I'm here 1 week, Fashion Week. I know a bit who's coming, what clubs am I DJing, what's the events, what's like kind of the general vibe of everything.
Yeah.
And you kind of keep it in your head, and you just know, like, so you kind of like, that's a bit how I prepare. But I don't have like this ritual where like 10 minutes before DJing I go in deep meditation.
It's not like Wall Street or like stuff like
that.
No.
I'm like We're just somewhere and it's
Okay.
like, I start playing, okay, let's go.
Yeah, so Fashion Week, right now, as we're recording, it's Paris Fashion Week. Like between New York, Londres, Milan, and Paris, like what would you say is the craziest week? Maybe if you can rank them between the four cities.
My favorite, probably got to be Paris, and the September one now.
Yeah.
But I love New York Fashion Week. I used to play a lot of them before COVID, but I haven't been back since. This year was big, but before it was a bit slow, or that's just the way I saw it. But Milan is always fun. Yeah, I was in Milan 2-3 weeks ago. Milan is fun, and London. I mean, they're all fun. Like, but Paris is the most intense.
Okay.
I feel like Paris, like everybody comes here. Like it's mad.
I think like there's everybody. Like in Paris, it's war basically during this week.
And the most shows as well. So so it's.
So like, for booking, did you ever get like a crazy request where you're like, I can't do this?
The only request I can think of, which I don't do, are like if I don't like the venue. By now, I maybe get more requests than I play, so you can choose a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But I gotta disappoint you. There was never a request.
Okay.
Like, oh, there's not so.
There's
crazy.
never a billionaire like asking you, hey, come over, like, because you do.
I mean, that has happened, but why wouldn't I not do it?
Okay, yeah, obviously.
But it's not nothing crazy like, yo, we want you to do like some weird shit. No.
No, okay, okay, got you.
Some requests are just crazy for what it is. Like it might be some
biggest event, most exclusive.
Some crazy stuff like that, but not crazy in a weird way. Just like insane. But I mean, that can be a wedding, which is like a 3-day, crazy, international, amazing wedding, and you're just there, and you're like, wow, this is beautiful. Things like that, yeah, but not like.
We were wondering, like, between private event and public, what do you like the most? Which one do you like the most?
Very true. I mean, the whole private game came way later. Like when I started, I was like just playing clubs.
Okay.
Like when I started, I didn't even know about all this private stuff. I didn't even know about these like high society clubs which have like tables.
Low key and extra.
Like I didn't know. Yeah. Like when I started, as I said, I was starting in like real hip hop clubs. Like there's no like. I mean, maybe there's like a guest list, but that's it. There's a dance floor. That's it, and a bar. And then like at times I remember the first time I got invited to like a kind of like a bit of posh, like kind of high society, whatever, like a bottle service club. Yeah. I was invited to a table and I asked a friend, I'm like, bro, what's a table?
Oh yeah. Like, I think everybody has this question.
Yeah. Like, so I'm like, what do you mean a table? It's like, no, like the table.
Are we gonna eat? Like
yeah. It's like, what do you mean table? Like no, like it's our area. I'm like, oh, like this exists. Like so that's a bit how good. What was the question?
Like between private
and sorry. So then slowly like the private requests came.
Yeah. Like birthdays, weddings.
Yeah, birthdays, weddings, private parties for no reason happens as well. You know what I mean? Like we got a villa.
We got to celebrate Monday.
And it's Monday, so we got to celebrate Monday. So this kind of came over time, and then like the more private stuff you play, the more people hear you, and you know it's a lot of word of mouth, and like you get to know people, and they book you again. But honestly, I enjoy the mix because I'm grateful to play like a nightclub and then a private party and then like maybe like even like a corporate gig can be fun. Oh yeah. And so you kind of play a bit. I enjoy the variety of that. I wouldn't just want to play one type. Okay. It also gives me the opportunity as a DJ to like adapt and play like a bit different sets and like kind of try to make my sets unique and interesting and kind of not adapt, but like make it fit the vibe of that party. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Like if it's corporate, you can't do the same thing as you'll do in. Exactly. Like you're not gonna take the mic and say, yeah, let's go.
Like, everybody in the suit. I'm like, let's turn up again.
Turn it up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like for example, we've seen you partying with A$AP Rocky and Travis Scott like on a boat. How did that unfold?
Just over time. A$AP Rocky was in at Gotha in south of France. That was dope. I was DJing for his show. He's super cool guy. Like, that was a big night, definitely. And yeah, the other things, honestly, they just like it just happens. Like there's no like you get a request, play this party. It kind of unfolds. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's no like way, yo, this is how you get to private parties or whatever. It just kind of happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you're playing with ASAP, like, does he request you anything to do, like playing more of his songs? Maybe.
The pity with ASAP was like I was DJing for him and everything was great and we had a vibe and everything, and he came like into the DJ booth after when he was done on stage, and he was super cool, and then he said like, yo, give my boy your card because I need the DJ in 1 or 2 nights as well, and I gave him my card. And I was like hype about it. I was like, oh shit, like A$AP Rocky.
Yeah.
But then after I saw like the guy I gave the card to, he like dropped it like on the floor and it was like packed. It was like a mess. But then he went down and picked it up again. I was like, okay, good.
You had sweat.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit. And then okay, fire. At least he picks it up. He didn't hit me up again, but that's fine. You know what I mean? Like it's cool. Like that was a cool night. Like things just happen in those ways, you know.
That's cool. Yeah.
Can't force any of this, you know. It's just like things happen.
Like you've met all these celebrities. Like who's the funniest? Like the funniest guy out of everybody? Like
funniest?
Yeah.
Maybe I would say Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx is funny.
Yeah, we had a great night. That time I was like playing. Amazing energy, just like super fun, like gets everybody involved, like everybody was like partying. He got on the mic, everything like that. Definitely I would say him. That was a fun night. And
also like you've been partying with Drake. That's also crazy. How did that unfold? How did you meet him? What's the vibe?
Yeah, we had a couple parties. To me, like getting to know him and like just like being around him at these couple occasions, like super inspiring. Like as you said, like he's one of the most, you know, influential artists of like of the recent times in you know, definitely in hip hop. So yeah, just generally dope. He's super cool. We had a couple fun parties for sure. You've been to all these venues, all these places. What's the hottest place right now this year, would you say? Honestly, for me, like in the summer, I love South of France. I play a lot in Gunna, Saint-Tropez, Monaco. Saint-Tropez. Obviously, yeah. I love St. Bart's for New Year's Eve. Been there the last couple years, 5-6 years. I enjoy playing Dubai. Yeah, the cities you mentioned, Paris, London, those would probably be my favorite. Okay. But I've played a lot of other amazing places. Yeah. Yeah, like more low-key places, like in Switzerland, Germany. Yeah, for sure. Place like that. I used to play a lot in Romania. That was always very fun. Played in Stockholm and like in different places. Are they underrated? Those kind of places? I would say, yeah. I mean, yeah. For example, Romania, I played many years, and like they have like great crowds, beautiful nature. Like I would say it's underrated. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Like every party, we see a guy talking to the DJ. He's having a request, maybe on his phone, like play this, play that. Yeah. How do you handle those requests? Honestly, like me personally, like I don't mind that much like other DJs. I know some DJs are like super allergic to it, but I don't like. First of all, it depends who's asking and how. Obviously, you know, like if somebody just like puts their phone in your face, like play this shit right now, like obviously that doesn't go, you know. But like I don't like. I know some DJs are like super allergic to it, but I don't personally see it that way because like I've even gotten requests which are like cool, you know, like I don't see myself as like I'm the only one in this entire room who has the best musical taste and you all have no idea. Like not at all. Like I'll listen, you know. Most of the requests maybe are a bit, you know, out of like just not gonna work or it's a bit random or whatever, you know. But at least like I'm just not that against it, you know what I mean? Like if somebody asks nicely, oh, can you play the song and it doesn't work, it's like, no, I'm sorry. But you know, I don't know, I don't have such a crazy reaction to it. Okay. Like, it's just, you're very chill about it. Kind of. Yeah. Obviously if somebody's like coming 5 times and the song doesn't fit and they're rude, like obviously that's, you know, that's super lame. It's just like a character saying like, don't be that person, you know. But I don't know, I just don't. It's just not such a big deal for me. Like, I can handle it.
Yeah.
It's like
some guy like is so nervous at it, like.
And then you got to be smart, you know. You'd be like, oh yeah, maybe
we'll
later,
we'll
And you're like, oh, thank you, like, you never play.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But then again, you know, like if somebody asks like a dope song, which I would have played anyways, and you make their night, like they're like.
So like he did it for me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I would have played it anyways. It's you know, it's just like.
It's like this summer play Milkshake. You're like, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Or Peggy Goo, like, obviously.
And then you're like, oh, that's an amazing idea. Let me play that song. Like, oh shit, you played it for me.
The
Meanwhile, you're like, exactly. So I'm easy about it. I don't.
You create dreams. You create dreams.
I hope so. But still, don't come and ask.
Don't come
DJ.
too much.
Yeah. Don't come with requests. Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta put that out.
So talking about good DJs, bad DJs, what do you think sets a good DJ from a great one?
Interesting question. Personally, I would say like musical selection, of course. You know, in the end, it's what you play.
Yeah.
It's how you play it, when you play it, maybe the technical aspect. You know, like especially in hip hop, like you have like it's not more technical than like other musical genres, but you can maybe like with scratching and faster transitions and everything, you can maybe like see more skills than like, let's say, a house DJ, which plays like less songs and just like does like beautiful transitions. Like like my roots in like hip hop, like crazy. You can see like DJs would be killing it, like scratching in and out and like beat juggling and everything.
Oh yeah, you can do this in house. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, for sure you can do it. I'm just saying, like the technical aspects, music, you know, sound selection, reading the room, you know, seeing what's the vibe. Some songs like are perfect for this venue or this setting, but they wouldn't work in another setting. You know, like is it a small intimate room? Is it like a big nightclub, which the energy got to be crazy? And even like specific songs, you know, like let's say like an old throwback song at like a Paris Fashion Week party can be so much fun and everybody gets it, like like he's throwing it back, you know, like some old classic, that's fun. But then you play it like in a different club where the people just like they would think like what the fuck, why is the DJ playing a song which is so old, you know?
They don't get it.
They don't get it, you know. So you can kind of, you got to read the room, see who's here, what, you know, and then I don't know, I think then.
Do you ever stop a song, like you played it for like 10 seconds, the crowd is not reacting to it and you just change it? Or you always wait for...
You can change it fast, but not 10 seconds.
Okay.
But it's, I mean, yeah, sometimes you're like, maybe like, oh, I wish this song would get more, you know, more reaction of the crowd.
Yeah.
But then you just kind of like, you just smile and be like, you play the next song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But usually you more or less maybe, besides some exceptions, you're going to know what reaction you get.
Is that ever happened, like a crowd is like dead and you're just like, what can I do? Like,
sometimes, yeah. I mean, then you gotta stay chill. Then you gotta like analyze. You're like, okay, like if you think like, yo, I'm doing a decent job, they're just like that. Like, well, that's the vibe. You know what I mean? But if you really think like, shit, I'm not killing it, like something is off, then like I do, like you gotta like, you look in the room, you're like, damn, like how do I get these people back on track? You know what I mean? But I mean, you can't force it. You know, you can, in the end, do your best, and then like the rest is up to the crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We are wondering, is there any cons of being a DJ? Obviously, you travel a lot. Is that ever too much traveling? Like, what are, would you say, the biggest cons of being a DJ? Because everybody sees the great part, like crazy parties, traveling everywhere to these crazy places, beautiful places. Like, are there any cons to it?
I mean, not too heavy cons. Like the traveling can be super intense. Like in the summer, I was traveling like so much. It's like, it's tiring. And also it's like traveling, like, you know how it is, like if your flight is at 12, like you got to be there at 11. You got to maybe leave your hotel at 10. You got to like wake up at maybe like 8:30. But if you've been DJing till 5 in the morning and you get back at like 5:30 and you sleep at 6, like you're sleeping 2 hours. So it's like, that can be intense. But then also, like on the other hand, I don't want to complain about that, because like other people have crazy jobs too, you know. I mean, if you have a 10-hour shift working in a hospital, like I think that's more intense than being hungover at the airport, you know. But it can be tough. It can be lonely at times. It can be it can, you know, it's crazy. Like you'll play like a party and you're like surrounded by friends and like it's like mad and like adrenaline and everything, and then like the next morning you wake up and you're like
alone in the room.
Like alone,
Yeah.
and you're like empty and you gotta travel and you're like tired, and then like
Oh,
and you arrive at the destination and then boom, you're back at dinner and you're like back on track and it's like
Okay.
party time again. So sometimes it can be a bit up and down like that, but nothing too crazy. Like
it's big contrast, like
yeah,
okay.
sometimes yeah, but it's not too crazy. Like can handle it.
Like we'll pop up the meme of the POV of DJ.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll pop it out on the screen.
Yeah, sometimes it's
Life of a DJ.
got crazy delays in airplanes and like traffic and everything, but same for everyone, you know.
Looking into the futures, like how do you see yourself? Do you still see yourself playing songs like 50, being in the club at like 50? You see yourself doing this, or how do you think about that?
I'll probably do it till I'm like 80, 90.
Yeah.
No, honestly, like for my future, what I always wanted to do and never really did, because I was like I didn't have like the time, or I didn't take the time, is like go more in the studio. Like I have a studio in Zurich. I love producing. But because I'm traveling so much and I have a hard time turning down bookings, I'm like always DJing. So like the time I have for producing is like such on a minimal base. And everybody tells me, and even I tell myself, like, yo, you should take some time out and go in the studio and like really like dive into it, because you can't just be like creative like that. You need some time, right? But for me, it's like hard to like turn down or not play amazing bookings, you know, which I put in all this work for all these years, and now like I get all these bookings, and then like to just like not play these to stay in the studio is like
it's hard to say no.
It's hard to say no. It's like a discipline I'm missing. So I'm like always running, I'm always playing. But so for my future, definitely I want to put more focus on like music production, put out own music, and that's maybe a shift I want to do. But other than that, right now I'm happy how it's going, and definitely going to keep going.
Do you see like the evolution of music? Like how do you see it? For example, maybe those couple years, house music really popped. It became like really mainstream. Like what do you think is the next big thing in music?
Good question. I don't know what's gonna be like the next huge thing. I definitely think like hip hop and house are gonna, you know, stay huge for sure. And over the time, like there've been like musical genres which like became super big, but then they disappeared again. And I always kind of kept my line a bit, you know, like I never really like jumped on all of these like waves, you know, like we had like crazy like dubstep like time when like you know like Skrillex and that stuff came into the clubs, and like I was cool with it. I didn't really play it. But like things come and go, musical genres. But for me, I grew up with hip hop and I love house, so I think those two genres are definitely going to stay. And they've both like grown like insanely. I mean, hip hop just now is like celebrating like the 50-year existence. You know what I mean? And if you think how hip hop started and where it's now, it's like it's
crazy right now.
It's like legit crazy.
Especially in France, like it's huge.
Yeah.
Like rap game in France is it's crazy.
I know, it's crazy. So I think that's just going to grow, and excited to see what's happening.
Speaking of your career, like what are you most proud of, would you say?
Probably that I kind of made it myself to this point. Like
Self-made.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like what brought me here and to all these places is like my DJing, like my DJ sets. That's like what brought me here. There's like different ways to do it, you know what I mean? I'm just saying for me and for my career, it was like the DJing. And I'm grateful for that, and I'm proud. Like it's been a crazy ride. Like it's been a crazy journey.
Crazy journey.
And
not finished.
Not finished, and I'm just like grateful. It's been like
crazy.
Yeah, the things I got to experience and the parties I've seen and like all these and the places I've been. I'm like, damn, this is wild.
You should make a movie.
Like I maybe one day like.
We'll do it.
Some of the coolest,
we'll take the camera. We'll do it.
Some of the coolest parties, like you can't even like speak about it or like show it.
Yeah, you can't like take your phone out or.
But I've been there and I know and I remember and I'm like, shit, like this is really.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can talk about.
Yeah, and that's cool. But I'm just saying, like I've been there. Like at the end of the day, like
you'll never forget it.
Yeah, and it's like your life. You know what I mean? Like doesn't matter what you can. Post or talk about, like you've been there. Like I'm grateful to experience like all these wild parties and DJ all these events. So I'm definitely grateful for that.
That's very cool. DJ Cruz, Vince, thank you so much. It was an amazing podcast. Honestly, you did great. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.